Hello everyone and welcome to the M&G Home Business Member Training. I want to thank you all for being here now. I want to let you know what's going on. This webinar is really going to be a basic training for the list building system. I want you all to understand it, know how easy it is to actually get going so that you can help the new members that come in, the people that you refer, and people on your team. But before we get started with that, I want to kind of let you know what's going on here. When Glenn and I originally started M&G Home Business, we launched it and we didn't do any advertising whatsoever. We figured there would be 50, maybe if we were really busy, we'd have 100 people by the end of our first month. So there is 5 times more than that on this webinar right now. And within 2 hours after, actually it was the second day, we had 3 or 4 people come in the first day. And then on the second day, all of a sudden, we started getting sign up after sign up after sign up after sign up, and right now we're taking in a new member every 90 seconds. So there are some issues that are going on with M&G Home Business right now that we're working on. The reason for it is that, obviously we weren't prepared. So what we've been doing has been playing catch up. Some of you have been having some minor issues with the system, things like leads being delivered. The delivery time itself is something that we're working on. But I can assure you all, I guarantee you all, that is not a systemic problem with the system. The system has been in use. A lot of the biggest names in the industry, in internet marketing industry, have been using it and are using it today. I don't know if any of you saw the interview with Glenn that Franco did, Franco Gonzalez, one of the big names in internet marketing. He's actually had the system for years and years and still uses it today. I use the system. Every single client that we've ever had that is stuck with the system has had the same results. Their list gets built and it is an effective and responsive list. So I want you all to rest assured there that we are working as hard as we possibly can. There's no excuse for these issues. There is a reason, though. We were caught with our pants down. The system went viral, and now here we are. We have new support staff coming on tomorrow. We have technicians coming in. We have a coder coming in to upgrade the database so that everything moves faster. We're going to be adding new sales pages for you and everything. It's going to be great as we move forward. Just bear with us as we get everything set up and running smoothly. We should be on a routine within the next couple of days. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and get started with this training. Okay? Now, we've had a lot of questions regarding, I'm going to do a screen share here. We've had a lot of questions from people that are confused. They don't know how to set up the system. They want help because it seems so complicated to them. You can do a lot with this system, but the greatest thing about this system is that you don't have to do anything. And I'm going to show you how easy it is to set up your system right now. Okay, so when you log into your users, to the members area at M&G Home Business, the first page you're going to see when you first log in is the Quick Start. This is the home page. What you see here are the 2 existing referrals links that you have. If you send people to either of those 2 links and they join, you get the 100% bonus. Then you get paid based on the matrix levels, and you can see the matrix levels and their percentages here at the compensation plan. But I'm going to go to the Quick Start, which is the first thing everybody sees. There's a little bit of instructions here, and the first thing, you're going to have the URL you want the system to promote. If you want to use your M&G Home Business URL, then you can just either copy it from here, or you can go back to the home page and copy the other page from the other link. What I suggest you do always, before you click submit on the next page, you want to test your link, make sure it works, make sure it's the one that you want, and input the entire URL. Okay? That's the only requirement, is that it has to be the entire URL. So everybody sees this. And when you click on this link, it takes you to the account sign-up page, which is this one. You fill in your name, your email address. Now, this is the email address that is going to show to the people that receive your messages. So they're going to reply to, it's going to go to this email address. That's your last name, sorry, this email address. Enter your phone number, the username that you want. Now, I suggest you use the same username that you used when you signed up, but that's up to you. You just have to keep track of that yourself. And your password. Once you do that, you have your entire UL here. You click the Agree to Terms. You create your account. I'm not going to do that now. I don't want an extra account that I have to delete later. You create your account. That's it. You're done. The system is set up. There is nothing that you have to do to make that system work. Currently, it's taken us about 72 hours. In a lot of cases, like many people got their systems within just a few hours today, but we can only guarantee within 72 hours. There are some exceptions to that, people that it has taken longer, but a lot of that has to do with the fact that we were caught with our pants down, and we were prepared for 100 people and we have 5,000. So that's not an excuse again, it's just a reason, okay? But that's it. I have question after question after question in support. I don't know if I set up my system right. I need help. Can someone please show me how to set up this system? I'm so confused. When you filled out this link, this page, your system was set up and you're done. You'll be taken to, when you log in, to the main page. This is the main control panel of your system. You do not have to do anything again here, but you can do lots of stuff. I'm not going to go into everything. I'll go into a few of the more important things. But what you're seeing here is a list of the autoresponders that you have. Most of you, all of you, are only going to see these two. Both of them, when you get your system, you're going to have zeros all the way across. That's because your leads have not been delivered yet. When you log in and you see a number here, you're going to see 400 or between 300 and 400. We always load extra leads just to get the system going. Once it's going, then we'll slow down, and I'll explain what I mean in just a second. When you see 300 or 400 leads here, that means that your system is now active and will begin mailing the 5-message series to get them to confirm that they want information from you and your offer. The URL that you've submitted on the last form that we just saw is the one that's going to be advertised. You can change that, and I'll show you how in a minute. But this shows you new leads today, active leads, and pending leads. And let me explain those three. Obviously, new leads today are the leads you get that day. You're not ever going to see active leads in your first autoresponder. An active lead is someone who is confirmed and is now on your list. So what happens when somebody clicks on your link, you get an email notification that someone has just visited your site, and you can come back here and search for that person and call them, and I'll show you how to do that in a moment. Again, you don't have to do any of this stuff. When someone clicks on it, they get added to this autoresponder, which is your personal autoresponder. When people are on this list, you can go in there, you can send them 5 messages a day, 10 messages a day. You don't have to send them anything. There is a 7-message series already back there designed to build you credibility. We will be adding more messages on at a later date if people want them. We are also almost ready with an M&G focused autoresponder series. We have 5 of those messages already completed, and if you want those messages, you can hit me up in the Skype room. I'll drop them to you there. I'll send them to you via email, but they will be available for download in the back office of M&G Home Business within the next few days. All right, so when a lead clicks, they are active, but they are moved to this second autoresponder. You will never have an active lead who has clicked in your link in the first autoresponder. Pending leads mean people that are in your 5-message series. They are not confirmed yet. They have not clicked on your link. Every person on this first autoresponder will be a pending lead. They do not go away. When the first 5 messages have gone through the system, they will just sit there. You can download them all by clicking on this link. And what happens when you click on this link is you're taken, I don't want to do that, sorry. I'm not going to do all that out of the first system. Let me get back here for a moment. You have to excuse me. At this time of night is when the mailers are mailing, so they tend to run a little bit more slowly at this time of night than they do throughout the course of the day. But let me just wait till this kicks up, which hopefully will be quickly here. So when people are asking, do I have any leads yet? Yes, everybody has leads once you get that system. Oh, wait, well, let me get back here just a second. All right, everybody has leads loaded, but those are pending leads. They are not your actual subscribers until they click a link. So you have leads here that can be downloaded. I suggest you can download all leads here, but you don't want to do that while the system is mailing. And at this time of night, between 9 and midnight, they are mailing. So I wouldn't do that at that time. It just slows down the system. But you can download your daily leads here. But let me keep going. So all the pending leads here are just the leads that are either going through or have gone through your system. At the end of that 5-message series, it means that they've either not interested, they may have clicked remove, in which case they're not going to be here, or they're just there. They're not people that are interested in what you're showing them. They have no interest. You can still download them and market to them, but they will not be added to your second system, and you can't email them through our system. You can also see your URL clicks here. When you do that, it'll open up a page that'll show the different URLs that you have. If you only have one, it'll show that one URL. It'll show how many clicks to that URL. I'm not going to do that now again because you saw how slow the system is going. But it's pretty straightforward when you click on those. Your second autoresponder system works exactly the same way, but this is your personal list. Okay? When you download your daily leads here, you click on the link, it takes you to the download lead file. I'll click this, but you won't see this pop-up window because I can only share one screen at a time. It opens a download dialog box where you will save that file. It downloads as a .txt file, which is a text file. If you want to open them and have all of the fields separated, it's really easy to do. You simply browse to that file on your hard drive, you right-click on it, and rename the file. Simply delete the .txt and replace it with .csv and double-click on it, and it will open in Excel. Alternately, you can also just open up Excel and browse to that file, do File Open and browse to that file, and it will also open in Excel. It will import it that way. But that's something I can't show you here right now. Now let's go back and wait again for a few seconds for this to pop up, and what we're going to do now is we're going to actually enter into the autoresponder itself. So that's your download leads. That's everything that you're seeing here. Autoresponder 1 is the prospects. Autoresponder 2 is where everybody goes when they click on your link. Again, this is with no customization, no modification. It just does it by itself. Now I am going to select the first autoresponder, and that's where we're going to work tonight. They both are identical. So anything that I show you here will also apply in your second autoresponder. Now hopefully this will move pretty quick. A lot of you may experience a lot of lag when you're navigating here. Typically when you first log in, it takes a second for the system to really get going, so you may wait pretty long for the system to pop up, and then you'll have to wait a little bit for the autoresponder control panel to open. But once it's open, it typically moves pretty fast. So just bear with me here for a second while we wait for this to open. Again, I'm going to be answering questions at the end of this webinar. Try to keep them focused on the material that we're working on here. We're going to have another training on Friday. It's going to be a little more in-depth. We'll do it probably at a different time earlier when the system's not mailing, so we don't have to wait so long for these pages to change. But in front of you, right below the screen that you're looking at right now, you're going to see, you see a question area where you can put your questions in there. Go ahead and pop them in there, and I'll get to them as soon as we can finish this training. I guess a better way to do it would have been to open these pages prior to the webinar, but live and learn, right? Next time I'll do it a little bit better. And again, while we're waiting, I'll just address the support issue. We have a lot of support tickets. We're getting to them as quickly as we can, but understanding what I'm showing you here will eliminate a lot of those questions. A lot of the questions we're getting is, I don't have my leads. When am I going to get them? We spend 5 minutes or so looking for those, looking for that account. Then when we get there, we notice that there are leads here and the system is working perfectly. The person just didn't have an opportunity to get in there yet for some reason. While we're waiting, this is what I want to show you. If you want to find where your login link is for the system, simply go to the frequently asked questions, and here are the individual links for the different servers. They're based on the date that you joined. Now, we're going to be adding a single button that everyone can click. You'll input your username and it'll take you directly to your control panel. That's coming, again, in the next couple of days. We have our programmer coming in tomorrow, our brand new programmer. It's going to help our existing programmer out so that we can get these things optimized. There's going to be a lot of changes back here in the very near future. We're going to have a graphical interface here where you're going to have nice colorful buttons taking you to every area, including your marketing system. Let's see if we've got there yet. Jeez, this is really taking a while. I might have to log in and come back out. But there will be a bunch of buttons that will easily show you where to go, easily show you the compensation plan, where you can log in, where you can set up your system. It'll have training videos, basically everything that everybody's been asking us for over the past few days. Now, I'm not sure why this is taking so long. It shouldn't. I've had it open for quite a while, so it might be just timed out. We'll see if I have to log in again. And I apologize for this. Let me do this. Let me go back and take some questions until this opens up. Please bear with this. I'm going to go ahead back here and take a couple of questions. Let me actually get back on the screen here for you so we can actually communicate. Let me stop the screen share, and we will go back in a moment when that page has refreshed. I'm going to look at some questions here. Let's see. We have Lana asked about Skype. We'll get to that later. I would like brief detail how to add my website domain name or URL to the system. I'm going to show you that in a minute, but if you added your URL to this form, it's already there. But I'll show you how to customize that in a second. It looks like we might be ready to go. All right, yes we are. Good. This is a good thing. All righty, let me get back to that screen share and I'll take more questions in just a moment, okay? All right. So here's what we've been waiting for. This is the main autoresponder control panel. They look identical in both places, so in both autoresponders. So what you're seeing here is a list of the last removed people. So these people here have seen your message, they've clicked the removal link, and they have been removed. So a lot of people like to, I mean, this is obviously an active person who is viewing emails. I don't condone this, but many people, what they do is they'll come and get this information and contact them through another means because obviously they read your email, so they're active. These are the last 20 that have been added to the system. Obviously you have 300. This is only showing the last 20. This area is going to be more important to you in your second and your personal autoresponder, which is the second autoresponder. When you see the last 20 pending subscribers and last 20 active subscribers, anybody on this list here will have been recently added to your personal list. Again, I don't want anybody to get confused. Everything that I'm showing you here is so that you understand what you're looking at. But the system is already functioning when you get to this point, okay? So what you're looking at over here is the subscriber stats. So you have a total subscribers that are in the system. This is the first autoresponder, so I have 189,000. Active 0, again, because they will be in my second autoresponder. Pending, this is how many are still in the system. You can purge your system by downloading all of your leads. It'll purge, it'll get rid of all the stuff that is done, that has been cycled through. So I always recommend downloading individual files unless you just want to get rid of that number. There's no reason to, but that's what it does. Unsubscribes. I have 1,080 people that have unsubscribed from my message series, people that are not interested in what I have to show them. New subscriber stats breakdown. This will not be active in this autoresponder. It will be in your personal autoresponder. Unsubscribe statistics, miscellaneous stats, custom questions. These are all things that you can put into use if you decide you want to do more with the system. Now, we have a lot of really top marketers that use the system. They use all of the tools back here because it has more than Aweber, it has more than any GVO, it has more than any of the systems out there. There's more functionality here than you could find in most autoresponder systems that are geared for the general public. But again, you don't have to do anything. All right, so this first one, obviously the main, will bring you right back to this page that you're looking at. The autoresponders, if I click select autoresponder, it'll take me back to that first page where you select the autoresponder that you want, basically the main hub of your system. I'm not going to do that because I only want this training to go for an hour, and I don't think you guys want to sit here and watch this spin right now. All right, so that's the select autoresponder. You can add an autoresponder. If you noticed when we first started, you saw 3 autoresponders. I added a third autoresponder, and I set triggers that when somebody clicks in my personal autoresponder a particular link, they're then added to my third autoresponder where I have another message series set up. You can have unlimited autoresponders, unlimited messages. So really, this is something that as your list begins to build, you're going to find that you can do anything that you want to do via email marketing with this system. There's really very few limitations to it other than you can't upload your own lists. But that is pretty common in the industry. If we allowed people to upload their own lists, we would get shut down in a couple days because most people just upload spam lists and just blast out everything. If their domain is not in danger or in jeopardy, they don't care what happens. And really it's for your protection, the protection of your system. All right, so configuration. I'm not going to go through everything here. Again, we'll have another training, and there's a training in the back office that goes through more of this stuff. But what everyone is asking us, and the question I just read to you before we switch back here, is how do I add my URL? Your URL is already added, but if you want to change it or add more URLs, you come to configuration, you go to, and I probably should be wearing my glasses here, custom URL tags, which is this. When you click on custom URL tags, now this should move a little faster now that we're back here. That is where you're going to find the link that is actually being advertised. In the messages, in the 5-message series in this first autoresponder, the merge code that you'll see is the, what do they call it? They call it the confirmation link, but it pulls from my URL tag 1. Okay, so this link, the first link that you see here, is the one that is being advertised by the system automatically. If you change this URL, it will automatically change the URLs in all of the 5 messages on this autoresponder. If you want to change it in your personal autoresponder, you need to go back to select autoresponder, select the second autoresponder, and change it there. Now, when you want to use this link anywhere in your message or any other link that you choose, you can add up to 50 URLs to the system. The only thing that you have to do, because this one is automatically input into the messages, no others are, the only thing that you have to do is you need to enter the following code wherever you want the message to show or the link to show in your email. I'm just writing it here because I can't show it to you any other way. My URL, and if it was number 2, I would say my URL 2 and close that bracket off. Everywhere that in your messages that code is, this second URL will be clickable in the message. So that is how you easily change your entire message series, everything that you're advertising, and add up to 50 URLs to your autoresponder. Now you have these same 50 URLs for every autoresponder. So if you have a third autoresponder that you've set up or a fourth autoresponder that you've set up, you have 50 URLs in each and every one of those. Okay, so you can also see who clicked these links by clicking on the See Who Click link. Again, this opens up in another page, so I don't want to do that. You won't see it, but it's pretty straightforward. It'll show the link, it'll show the click, it'll show you who clicked it, and you can then access that person's information. But there's other ways to do that as well, and I'll show you that in a minute. So again, configuration, custom URL tags, my URL tag 1 is the business that is being advertised. Anything extra can be added. You just have to add the my URL 1 tag or the my URL and the number that corresponds to the link that you want to appear in your messages. Very easy to do. Now, a lot of people have also asked how you can see your own messages in here, and I'll show you that in a sec. It's kind of a trick. There's two ways to do that. Now, I'm going to show you this, but I'm not really going to go into depth. I'm actually, well, let's see how long it takes. Oh, good. See, now we're moving. All right, the form code. If you want to add the ability to add people to your personal list, you come back into the form code. You can generate a small form code or a large form code. And let me see how quick this is. I'm just crossing my fingers to see. So when I continue, you can add different fields. Like if you want to get their last name, if you want to get their address, if you want to get their city, you would simply enter them into this box, and then when you're done, you click continue, and you will get the code to add to your landing pages or to your capture pages. Now remember, don't do this in Autoresponder 1. It is pointless. You want to go into your second autoresponder and get the form code from there. You don't want people added to your first autoresponder because then they have to go through the confirmation process to be added to your second. It's a waste of time, and it's really kind of silly. So don't do anything with the form code in this first autoresponder. Do it in the second. But this is how you get that code. All right, so now let's go to the messages. If you want to see or edit the messages, this is where you're going to do it. You can see the view, add, or where are we? Okay, view and edit messages, and it'll take you to the, I have an extra message in here because I can. You don't. You'll have 5 messages here. The reason there's 5 messages is that the average amount of messages it takes to get someone to take action is what? It's 5 messages, between 3 and 5. Typically, if they don't reply to you after 5 messages, they're not going to. Maybe in the future we'll add more messages here for you to use, but for now, 5 is what there is, and that may change, but we're not real sure here yet. As we move forward, there's going to be a few other changes as well, and I'm going to address some issues as well that have come up. So the first message here is just saying, here's the information you requested, and I'll show it to you in a minute. But the first message goes out in 0 days, immediately after they are added to your list. The next message goes out 3 days later, okay? So when somebody says they have 2,500 leads in their system, and they're wondering why they don't have a subscriber from 2,500 leads, it's because the first 400 got your message right away. Then the next day, the next 400 people got your message. Then the next day, on the third day, the first 400 now get your second message. So you see, it takes days for your messages all to be active. Once all 5 of your messages are active, you have 400 people seeing each message each day. So you have 2,000 people being shown your business and your message every single day. So it takes a little bit of time to gain speed. That said, some people will get 3 or 4 or 5 redirects and personal subscribers with the very first message. Some people won't get a subscriber until they're on the 5th message and there's 2,500 people on your list. The reason that is that we are loading real people into your system. We are not loading robots into the system. If they were robots, we'd be able to get you subscribers over and over all day long, but they would stink. They wouldn't respond to you. They wouldn't convert. It would just be worthless. These are real people that have requested information about a generic business, work from home business, and you are asking them if they are sure they want to get that message. Your link will show them your offer. So when they opt into your list, they have seen your offer, they know what you're about, and the relationship has been started. The next message series, the second autoresponder, has 7 messages in it, and those messages, again, are generic, designed to build you credibility, build your business credibility, whatever it is. You can go in and edit them, change them. We're gonna provide the M&G series, so you can add that again, and it's real easy to do. If you go over here to the far right, you see E, edit, cancel, or copy, excuse me. If you want to copy this first message, you hit copy. It'll appear down here as another message, and you can edit it. If there's, like a lot of people do that with the messages in their personal series, because some of them are good. They just need to be changed a little bit, so they copy it and just edit and add that as a second or 8th or 9th message. But that is copy. M is merge messages. D is delete messages. So really, you're not going to do much with these, unless, of course, you want to delete a message in the other series that you don't like and replace it with another. You can delete it. Where you're going to be working is in the edit feature, and that's what we're going to look at right now. So when you edit a message, you're brought to this page. There are 2 messages that need editing here. The system will automatically know if the person receiving the message can receive an HTML message. If they cannot, it'll default to a text message. Me personally, I like to use all text. It is more difficult to get into someone's inbox when you use HTML. A lot of people use HTML when they send out a broadcast. I don't. I use plain text because more people are going to see it. It's going to get in more people's inbox. But you need to have both of these filled out in the pre-written messages. And it's very simple to do. This particular message was sent, as you remember, it had a 0 by it. It was sent immediately. So as soon as they were added, they were brought, this message would go out to them. And if they click on the link, they're added to your personal list. But if you're adding a message to the series and you want it to go out the next day, you would simply put a 1 here when you're creating your message. If you want it to go out 2 days after the last message, it would be, you would have a number 2 here. So it's really simple. So I'm just going to put the send immediately here again. So that's pretty simple. I don't think I need to do that anymore. Now, the first name will merge the first name of the person who is receiving your message. And let me see here. I'm going to flip here for a sec so that you can see this. I'm going to click this. It brings up the merge tags. And what I have to do here in Google is I have to go back here, stop this screen share, start another screen share, and show you this. Okay. So what you're looking at here are all the merge codes that you can use in these messages. All right, so when you want to add the person's first name, you would copy this and put that in the message where you want it to show up. Last name, full name, we have their address here. We only have 1 line of address, so never use address to. I mean, you can use address to, but if there's no data there, it'll just be a blank space in your message. The city, state, phone, email, country, the IP address they confirmed from, and this is an important one, because this proves that it was them that requested the information. So when you're in your personal autoresponder, you're going to want to use this when you send out broadcasts, say, you subscribe to my list from IP address, blah, blah, blah. That's if someone complains about spam, you have all the proof here. And on that point, if someone complains to you about spam, it is very simple to have them removed and banned from the system. You just open the email that they replied to, scroll to the bottom, and there is a remove link. You can click that link for them and have them removed and then ban them from the entire system. You don't have to do anything. If they click remove, they're gone. Okay, so now this is the subscribers info. This is an unsubscribe link. So if you want to add an unsubscribe link to your messages, you would use that. Down here is a tracking URL. I'm not going to go into that right now. We'll go into that in a deeper training. But this is your information here. So what I do is I take this information, I copy it all, and I'm going to switch this phone share or the screen share again. So I'm copying this. Let me close this out and go back to Google and share a new screen. Hello again. Back to our message here. All right. What I do is you have a signature here. You see that? I just copied all of that information. I'm going to paste it in here. I'll get rid of whatever I don't want. Get rid of my from name. Get rid of my first and last name because there's my full name. I don't need my email address, not my address. I'm just going to give them my phone number and my URL. All right. So that is my signature. You can change what shows up here by going into your account section and changing the information there. When you change the information in the account section, all of this merge information will change as well. Now, because we're in the first autoresponder, I can't save these messages once they're edited. That's disabled so that people cannot spam using our system. But in your personal autoresponder system, when you're done editing, you come back here and click Save Message, and it appears in your autoresponder message list. Okay, so let me just show you. This is a what you see is what you get editor. So you can do things like, you know, make that bold. You can add a YouTube video into your email messages. You can see the HTML source code that pops up another window. So I'm not going to do that now. If you understand HTML, you want to do that right from the code itself. You can do that. You can delete things. There's adding tables. You can add tables. It's basically, if you're familiar with Word or WordPad or anything similar, then you know what you're seeing here. You can change the color of your font. You can add highlights to it if you want to make something stand out. There's all kinds of things you can do with the what you see is what you get editor. Just a little word of, I guess, a little tidbit of advice. The less you do with the HTML, the more people are going to see your message in their inbox. If you put a lot of code, lots of links, lots of come check out my business, click here things, you're going to be in everybody's spam folder and it won't be as effective. I tell everybody that I mentor that the more simple the message is, the more people are going to be able to read it. Okay, but that's what all of this is. You can add links. And let me show you that here. When you're using an HTML message and you want that link to track, then when you're adding the URL, you're going to click on this link. I don't think you're going to see that. I don't know if you see that. But you're going to use that same merge code in the URL. In the source, you're going to put URL, my URL, and the number of the URL that you put in your custom URLs. This code here. The confirm link, again, I may be jumping around right now, but that's just because I'm exhausted. We've been working here hours and hours on end. The confirm link, we've gotten support requests about that. Why does it say confirm link? Where do I change the confirm link? That is my URL 1. Okay, that is hooked up directly to my URL 1. So whatever you have in my URL 1 will be in this first message and all of the rest. We call it a confirm link because when they click on that, they're confirming that they want information from you and they're added to your link. Okay, so what am I missing here? I think I've gone through everything. I'll just run through real quickly. You click here, you get a list of the merge codes that you can use. You have merge codes for your personal information, for your subscriber information. Use those codes down here. In your messages, everywhere these codes show up, they will input the information that you have in that particular tag. If you want to change this information, again, this is in the account information. Remember, HTML message, do not forget to scroll down and do the text message. I like to do this. I just go Control-C to copy, Control-V to paste, and it's done. Obviously, if you have a click here, then you need to instead change the click here to, in this case, it is confirm link. All right, but in your case, in your custom URLs, you would be my URL and the number of the corresponding URL you want to appear. Anywhere you want. You can have my URL 1 here, my URL 5 here, my URL 50 here, whatever it may be. That is how you add and change URLs. You can come back here and put www.mysite.com, and it will work. The links, if you add a link in here, it will work. The problem is that your system won't track it. So if you want to know what's going on with your links and not just kind of hope people are clicking your link, you need to use those tags, and then when you go to check your clicks, they will be tracked and you will be notified when you get a click. Okay, so you click Save, and you're done. Okay, so we return back to our main autoresponder. That's what you do with every single message. Again, when you add a message, you need to select how many days from the last message your message will go out. I recommend that when the first week or so, you'll send them a message. One day, you'll send them, once they're on your list, you send them a small thank you message the first day, you send them a more in-depth message the next day, you skip a day, then skip a day again, then skip a day again, and then space them out a little more. But you can send broadcasts. If you want to just send an email to your list, you can go here to send mail, mail all subscribers. That's how you send a blast to all of your active subscribers. You can also do split mailing. What a split mailing is that you have two different messages that go out, and the system tracks them together to see which one performs better. Now, we use that to test subject lines by having the same content in two messages with different subject lines, see which ones gets opened more. Then we do it for the body, and we see which one gets more clicks by changing wording around, and we do that over a process of 20 messages to get an optimized message. That's something that you don't have to do because we've already done that for you in your message series. Again, for those of you that are sitting here scratching your head saying, I can never learn this, you don't have to. The system is set up and running without any input from you other than this form here. Okay? All right, so that is how to edit messages. That is how to send a mail all subscribers. When you do that, it's just basically you have to select a plain text message or an HTML message. Again, me personally, I like plain text messages only because they inbox better, but many people will do HTML. And when you click HTML, again, hopefully this will go fairly quickly, you will have the text below it. So when you do an HTML message, you still have to do the text message because the system will look to see first if that person can accept HTML, and if not, it'll send them the text message. All right, so what else are we going to do here? You know what? I am going to go back to, let me see if there's anything else. Stats tracking, HTML, email, open stats, send stats, add, edit, manage tracking links. These are things that are fairly easy to understand if you know what you're looking at. I'm not going to get into them here, but I encourage you to look around. Look around in the email messages, navigate this entire area. It's really pretty straightforward when you know what you're looking at. But again, nobody has to do anything back here. Your list will grow. You will be notified when someone clicks on a link. Ah, that's what I wanted to do. Back here, every subscriber that you have, hopefully this will go quick. Okay, every lead that we load contains first name, last name, the email address, the date they were added, the phone number, and who added that message or added this lead. When you get an email notification, it tells you who the person is that clicked on your link. You have a new lead. The email address is in that email. So you come back here and you go subscribers, search subscribers. You enter the email address here. I don't know if this is one from this list. Select email address. Search now. No, that person wasn't on this list. But it'll bring up that person's entire information. If you're fast enough, if you get an email and you come back here and you're quick enough, you can actually come back here, find that subscriber, get their phone number, and call them while they're still on your website. Hopefully you have a website that is engaging, or you can get them immediately after they left their website. I have done that no less than 100 times, and every single time, well, that's an exaggeration, 95% of the time that I get a hold of somebody that quickly, they sign up to whatever it is I'm selling. It is extremely powerful. So when you get those email messages, get back here, search for that subscriber, call that subscriber, and get them to join whatever it is you want them to join, whether it be this business or another business. It doesn't matter. You just need to get to them and contact them. When they're on your list, list building is all about relationship building. When you have people on your personal list, I highly recommend that you don't just pound them with sales. Give them some free information. Introduce yourself. Ask them if they want to have a phone conversation, if you can help them in any way. Whatever it is, you want to build relationships. This system is set up for the long haul. This is not a system where people are going to get it set up and then the next day are going to have sign-ups to their business. This will recruit for you. This will get people to join whatever business, well, in most cases. If your business stinks, if your offer stinks, if it's too expensive, it won't do that for you. But in the case of M&G Home Business, our average member will get 1 referral per month from the system without doing anything. Now, that adds up because that person that you refer will also have this system. And the person that they refer will also have this system. And the thing that's really amazing to me about M&G and what we're so excited and pressured about is how quickly it's growing. Now, I'm going to come back here. I'm going to take some questions. That's all I really wanted to cover today. Remember, we did how to select your autoresponder, where to find your custom URLs, the URL that's being advertised and how to change it, form code if you want to add your own, if you want to add people, add the form to your own landing pages and capture pages, how to view and edit the messages, how to send email to all subscribers, how to find your subscribers by searching, by viewing pending or viewing active or deleted. You can, that's all pretty self-explanatory. How to change the information that is shown in the merge tags, and I think that's really what we've gone through. Remember, my URL tag 1 is the URL that is being shown to your lists. Okay, so let me go back here. Now, unfortunately, the way that this system works that you're watching right now, this live webinar, is you guys are watching me about 40 seconds after I actually speak, so I can't actually have a live conversation. But again, I do want to welcome everyone here. Now, there's one thing I do want to address that at least to me is fairly important, and I've gotten questions. We've had a lot of people ask, what are we going to do when we run out of leads? That is a great question, and it is a valid question. It's something that we have prepared for and something that we're going to run into, not right away. We still got a good 2 or 3 months of this type of sign up before we actually bump into the wall where there's no more leads to have. But right now we have, both Glenn and I have been in the lead generation business and the lead sales business Me personally for 15 years, Glenn for even longer, since before the internet. But that's what we do, is we sell leads. We sell lead feeds. We sell individual real-time leads. Any type of lead you want, that's what we've done for years. So we have a huge network of lead gen. We have every available business opportunity feed out there. What we're getting now in daily, without adding any more, is approximately 2.3 million leads a day. Now, there are duplicates in there. Many people will fill out multiple forms looking for a business opportunity. So yes, there are duplicates in there, but nobody gets the same file, nobody gets the same file. You may have a couple of the same leads of somebody 50 systems down from you, or 5 from people all spread out, but that's completely unavoidable at the volume that we're at. But the leads that you have are yours. And when you get a personal subscriber, that subscriber gets added to a global suppression list. So nobody will ever get that subscriber again, at least in this system. If you filled out multiple other forms somewhere, they're being contacted by other people. But once you have a personal subscriber, it's yours. They will not get any more, or they won't be added to anybody else's list. All right, so when we do run out of leads, what happens? We're going to announce a rollout. We have different ways that we can get you subscribers into your personal list. One of the ways that we're going to do is called a real-time redirect. Now, when we roll out these plans, you'll have the option of continuing the way you are by getting bulk leads up front and having them go through the system, or this following way. We're going to have our lead gen networks actually send people live, real-time, directly to your site. So it'll be an exclusive real-time lead, will go directly to your site and added directly to your personal subscriber list. Based on your membership level will be the number of subscribers, guaranteed subscribers, that you get. But that is even a more powerful way than this right now. It's a little more expensive for us, but it's what we're going to do when we hit that wall. That's nothing that you have to worry about. We will be adding packages like that in the back as well for people that want to just order guaranteed subscribers, or you want to order real-time leads. We have a model and plans to be able to provide the list building system as is, and in different ways forever. We're never going to run out of ways to deliver this product. So for those people that are thinking we're going to be here for a couple of weeks, we're going to max out our leads and then we're going to disappear, it's not going to happen. We'll have to change things around a little bit simply because this is so popular, but the service will always work. It will always build a personal subscriber list, and those personal subscriber lists will be responsive and active, and they will be directly, they will be created related to what you are offering. They will be yours, targeted, real-time, and pretty much awesome. So that's really it for what I wanted to train. I'm going to go through the questions here again. So let me get back over to that control panel, and I guess I'll start. Listen, there's 480 people on this right now. I'm not going to get to all of your questions. I'm going to kind of scan through here and see what I can find that's going to help you out here. All right, somebody asking about sign-up links. Setup is really confusing. Can you simply and slowly show us how to start? Yes, I can do that, and I'm going to do it again. Let me go back. Again, just to make a point here. We literally had 100 of those questions today. So let me show you again, slowly, how to start. You fill out this form. That's it. You make sure this link is active. When you click create account, you're done. That's it. It's that simple. Okay? So that answers that question. Hopefully I don't need to elaborate anymore on that. So that is 10. Okay. Not sure how to edit or add messages. Okay. That goes out to Gwen. Gwen, welcome, and Richard Young, BFP team, BA Power team. I'll do some shout outs here in a minute, but Gwen, I think I went through that. Hopefully you were here for that, but if not, you can actually rewind this. You can rewind this webinar right now if you want. You can go backwards and review. You can come back later. We're going to do the replay. We're going to add this video to the back office so you can review how to do that, hopefully. Mike and Glenn, I sell skincare and turn cougars into cubs. When do you think the system will target specific lead-based industry? Todd Hunter, that's a great question. We are going to be adding the ability to customize the type of lead that you get. It will not be at the $39.95 level, obviously, but we will be adding targeted by geographic region, meaning country, but major countries. Europe, we got Canada, US, UK, Australia, and really those are the only ones that we have on a regular basis. We can get other ones, but it's going to be more expensive. But yeah, we'll be able to do that. Let's say, well, when we originally launched, I was hoping to have that ready for you by now. But we've been playing catch up, which is really frustrating for me, and I'm sure for many of you. But it won't be long. Probably by the middle of next month, we'll have multiple packages to be able to customize, to buy leads, to buy subscribers, all kinds of things. And those will all be commissionable. So the products that we are going to offer will be commissionable to the direct referrer only, but they'll be commissionable at 50%. So any of your referrals that buy leads or that buy subscribers, they will be commissionable at 50%. I hope that helped. Let's go down. Charles T. Is there a way to check to see if the URL is working on the series? That's what I forgot. Charles T., thank you very much for that. Let me get back over here and I'll show you exactly what, well, yeah, I'm not going to go through all of it because I'm scared it'll just take too long, but let me do another screen share. Start screen share. Okay. So we disabled the ability to add a subscriber because what was happening when the first 100 people that joined were able to do that. And within those first 100 people, a good dozen of them came in and just started adding their spam list one by one by one by one by one by one. We can't allow it. We can't allow that to happen. We'll get our IP addresses blocked. We'll get shut down. We'll lose servers. It just can't happen. You can't do it in Aweber. You can't do it in any other one without confirming. So you can't do it here. It's just can't be done. So what needs to be done is you need to actually go in and edit one of these subscribers. Now, I'm not in the right autoresponder, but when you're in your personal autoresponder, you can go in and view active subscribers. You can list, and let me see if that's, yes, search subscribers. But what you're going to have to do is go in to one of your existing subscribers, edit that subscriber, and add your own email address and information to it. When you go in and view active subscribers and pending subscribers, you'll be able to edit them in yours. List edit. Let me see, where is that? Okay, let's go back over here. Let me find that, and you'll have to excuse me. It's been a while since I've actually done that, but let me go back to the main page here. This is going to take long. All right, I don't want to waste anybody else's time, but on the main page, you'll be able to see the most recent subscribers. You can access them and you can edit their information. You're just going to edit their email address so that you get the messages. Just make sure that when you do that, you select one that was just added so that you get all 5 of your messages. If you get a guy that's already been through all of them, you're not going to get them. Also, if you select somebody that's been removed, you're not going to get the messages either. So get one of the new ones that were added that day. Okay, and tomorrow we'll do a more in-depth training. I'll make sure that we get several pages open so we can jump around to the different features without having you guys wait here, without me wasting all of your time. So let me get back to the questions here. I hope that helps. How do I promote another link? Again, that's in your custom URL tags. I just change the URL tag or add a new URL tag. Let's see. Why do some of us start out with AR1 and AR2 and others with AR1, AR2, and AR3? In some cases, When we set up the system, we add a third autoresponder. It's easy to create the way I showed you. You can just simply add an autoresponder from the menu at the top, and it adds that third autoresponder. There's no messages in it. You would have to go in and edit them. You can delete the autoresponder. It's just something that happens sometimes. There's either 2 or 3. The only ones that we work with and the only ones that we set up for you are 1 and 2. That was Doug Steen. Doug, thank you. Thank you so much for your help in the Skype chat room. And thank you for being here and asking that question. It was a good one. How many days before system gets through first URL? Jesus Fernandez, I'm not sure I understand that question, but what I would imagine it is a message goes out every 3 days. You have 5 messages, so 15 days for each person to see your URL. I hope that answered your question. I'm not real sure, but hopefully it did. All right, so when you advertise M&G membership in the system, should we use the second link for the sales page? Zachary, that's a great question. It doesn't matter. You can use whichever one you want. What I suggest you do is go back into your back office and look at both options that you have. What we're finding now is that the Power template seems to be converting a little bit better, but it's not by much. It's a very little bit. So whichever one you use will work for you. M&G Home Business is touching a nerve out there. We've gone viral, and that's because there's such a huge market for this. Everybody online needs a list. Everybody. No matter what you're doing, if you're trying to make money online, you need to have a list. A lot of you will say, nah, all you need is social media. But social media is a list. That's what it is. The difference is that when someone receives your email, all of their attention is on you. In social media, you have hundreds of things to look at on every single page you go to, so there's a lot more competition. A properly built, effective email marketing list is the most powerful and profitable tool you will have in your internet marketing, bar none. If you have a list of 10,000 people that are active, you don't ever have to pay for another click again. You will always have people to follow you where you go. You will always have people to review your products. You will always have people to donate to your charity. Whatever it is, your opt-in list is going to be the most important thing that you have. Is there a way to download without Excel? Paul Pulliam. Paul, thank you for being here and thank you for being a member. You're very active. I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Is there a way to download without Excel? Yeah, it's a text file. So when you download it, it's automatically a text file. When you open it up, it'll open up in WordPad. But if you want to download just the email address, there isn't. It downloads the entire file with all of the leads. In order to be able to download and just get the email address, you would need either email extraction software, or you need to open them the way I told you before. You can right-click on the text file, choose rename, and change the .csv to .txt, and then or the .txt to .csv, and then double-click it. It will open in Excel. Or you can open up Excel and go to File, Open File, and browse to the text file. And when it opens, it'll give you the import box. These are comma-separated files. So on the import, you would select that option on the second screen. The easiest way is just to change it, the .txt to a .csv, and double-click it. Much more simple. I hope that answered your question, Paul. Beth, should we, let me see here. Best practices. Should we leave the very first email in the first autoresponder alone? Daryl, Miles or Mills? Daryl, sorry if I mispronounced your name. Thank you for being here. Great question, but the first autoresponder is uneditable. You cannot edit it. We did that because these people have asked for a generic business opportunity. We want to build your list the right way. So they are only to confirm that they want information. They click on your link, they'll go see your link, but all of those messages are just trying to deliver the information they requested. So yes, you would leave that alone. But in your second autoresponder, they've already gotten the confirmation messages. There's no need to confirm anything unless you set up your own opt-in form and you're opting into that particular series. Then what you're going to want to do is have just some kind of thank you for being a subscriber, I'm me, some sort of introduction. But in your second autoresponder, if you do not use your own CAPTCHA, there's no need to introduce yourself because you're already introduced. You can go right into your message series in autoresponder 2. Okay. Can we import leads from external source? No. There's no way to do that. We can't allow it as much as we would love to. And there are many people out there who know how to import a real list, and we'd love to be able to give people access to that, but unfortunately there's just too many people that don't respect that, and it wouldn't last long. By the way, each and every account in this system, everyone that has their system has, well, actually, one IP address is shared between 2 accounts. So they rotate as well. So we keep those IP addresses clean. A lot of people have been saying that the emails coming from us are going into their spam folder, especially in Gmail. Unfortunately, that's unavoidable. In Gmail, they're really tough. And because M&G Home Business is so viral right now, there are ads going out about us everywhere. And so it's automatically causing our messages to you to go into your spam folder because they are to you and from you. Okay, so text messages, what we find is that the emails going out to the system to other users are mostly inboxing in Gmail. They're mostly inboxing in Yahoo. Many of them are inboxing in the other systems. We can't guarantee 100% inbox. It's just impossible to do. There's so many factors and there's so many things that cause them to go into the spam folder. But what is good is that most people, a good 95% of the people out there that are active online, check their spam folder for just that case. They look for messages. And the messages, subject lines in the confirmation messages get people to open your email. Say, here's the information you asked for. I've been trying to get a hold of you. There are things that make people open. Our first 5 messages in the series have amazing open rates. It's been 10 years that we've used this system, and those subject lines and those first 5 messages are the best ones that we have been able to find. So yeah, you can import leads. I don't know why I went off on that, but I'm getting a little delirious. Could you explain the 14 days to download your leads part? Yes. The leads are loaded daily, obviously. So we put down a pretty reasonable number of individual download links. We can't do that for everyone because, you know, after a year you'll have 365 links. The page will be forever. Our database will be huge, and you won't be able to download your leads. Those are the leads that we put in the front end. Your leads never disappear. The ones that end up on your personal list never disappear. Just if you want to work the ones that go into the first autoresponder system, you need to download them before 14 days individually, or at the end you can download them all in one shot if you like. All right, I hope that answers your question. That went out to Stephen Peters. Stephen Peters, thank you for being on. We appreciate it, and thanks for the question. All right, let's see somebody who hasn't had a question answer. Let's see. Do you have to do anything in 2 autoresponders? Jesus Fernandez, no, you don't. Nothing that you have to do. There is absolutely nothing that you have to do besides fill out the setup form. Everything else is optional, okay? I don't mean to ask an elementary question. This is Todd Bradshaw. Could you show how to add another business URL again? When you showed us earlier, you already had a second URL on there. Yeah, I'll do that for you. It's really quite simple. Let me go back and share again. So let's do screen share. Go back to the admin here. To add a second URL, it's the same as changing your first URL. You go to configuration, custom URL tags. This URL is only there because I put it there. You simply come back here, you add your link, and then wherever you want this link to show up in your message series, you will use this code, my URL and the number. In this case, it would be my URL 2. So instead of 1, there would be a 2 there. And anywhere you input this code in your messages, including your HTML messages and your text messages, that link will be entered. I hope that answers that question. You know, I might as well show you the questions, but no, let me get, probably, well, who knows? I'm not the handsomest guy out there, so you might rather see the questions, but I think it's just more polite to have my face showing here. So let me get back to the questions here. I hope that answered your question. Okay, so Maxscape asks, when they jump onto your personal list, how do you know which autoresponder they came from? There's only one that they can come from, Max. It would be autoresponder 1. If you add another autoresponder or a third or a fourth, and you create filters that will add people to that based on actions, you'll have that in the report when the new member is added. If you remember when I showed you each member, it showed who added it. It was admin at the far right. It'll show what autoresponder it came from. Okay, I hope that answers your question, Maxscape. Thank you for being here. Dan Craig, you're welcome. Thank you for saying thank you. How do we change our personal email address in the autoresponder messages? That is in the account section. Well, that is in when you're inside the actual autoresponder, when you select the one or the second autoresponder, up on the top you see the account link, and that's where it will be. Let me see if I can find one that I haven't already addressed. What kind of, this is a great question. Justin Ma, this is a great question. Do you know what kind of percentage of leads go active on average? On average, as a whole, you can expect to get from 1 to 3 and sometimes 5 subscribers for every 1,000 leads added up in front. That's an average. Now again, these are all real people that are being added. So a lot of it has to do with luck, actually, luck of which leads you get and which people are receiving your messages. Over the long haul, over the next year, the next 2 years or 3 years, you can expect to see from one, I'm going to do a very conservative, I do not want over expectations. You can expect to see from 1 to 3 personal subscribers for every 1,000 leads added to the front end. Now remember, those are people that have been redirected to your site, and you've gotten an email at the time they're on your site that tells you that you have a new subscriber. So if you're using it as a list builder, it is going to build your list over time, and it's going to be a powerful list. You're going to get conversions from your list. If you get 1 conversion a month, in M&G at least, you pay for your entire month. If you have 5 people under you in your downline, you've paid for your system for life as long as those people stay subscribed. That's how we initially did the compensation plan, was what we wanted to do, because we knew people were going to want the system. It's an awesome system, and there's a huge market for it. What we didn't know is how many business builders were going to come on. So the original compensation plan was designed simply to help everybody get their system paid for quickly. We have now changed that compensation plan, and you can see it in the members area by clicking on compensation plan. There have been no monthly commissions generated yet. Nobody has paid a monthly bill yet. We're that new. But those commissions will start to be generated when those subscriptions start becoming due. So I hope that answered your question. 1 to 3 personal subscribers per 1,000. Okay. Let me see, anything else? Can you edit the first email? You can edit all of the emails within the second autoresponder. You can't edit any of the emails in the first autoresponder, and I've gone over the reason for that. We'd love to give you that option, and maybe most of you on this would use it correctly, but there's enough of you on here that would not, that it would cause a lot of problems, not only for us, but for the other people on the servers, the other person sharing your IP address, and just the M&G home business as a whole would suffer from that. We have Melissa, who says that her first series actually did let her edit. It will let you edit. You can save it, but when the next time the system goes in and sends out emails, it does it once a day, it will revert those to the way they were before they sent out. It will load the default messages. So Yeah, you can go in there and edit. You can go in there and save. You can go in there and add URLs, but it's a waste of time. Sorry, Melissa, that you wasted your time there. Thank you for being here, and thank you for letting us know. I do appreciate that. That was very nice of you, and I appreciate you being here. But it will reset to default the next time the system cycles. Okay. Does the system automatically advertise M&G to the leads as a marketing system while showing them the link we provide? The entire system is generic. We did not want to have it specifically for our business. We did not want it for specifically for any business. We wanted it to build a list for anybody, whether or not they had a business, whether or not they wanted to advertise M&G Home Business. It's designed to build you credibility in whatever offer you show. Again, I will be releasing the M&G Home Business series, and you will be able to add those or just completely replace the ones in your second autoresponder when you get them. And when you get them, they will be coded for custom URL, or for my URL 1 and my URL 2. There will be instructions on how to use that. So all you have to do is go in there and copy it and paste it right into those messages. We'll release those soon for those of you that want to specifically advertise M&G Home Business. And I got to tell you, it's converting like crazy. We are converting right now, the last time I checked, at almost 13%. Almost 13% of the people that are visiting are converting. So I don't know of any other offer out there that's converting like that. So if you're not advertising us, you may want to. Okay. All right. So that was for Aziz. Thank you for that question. That was a good question. So are the forms tied to each autoresponder? In other words, if we wanted to promote another business different than the confirm link, could we simply use a form to do it and tie it? Yes. Yeah. Each autoresponder's forms are completely apart from other autoresponders. So you can have 50 autoresponders with 50 landing pages and 50 separate forms, and they will be added to the whatever autoresponder you have set up attached to the form. Also, you can also set triggers. You can have triggers set so that when somebody clicks my URL tag 1, they can automatically be added to your autoresponder 5. So throughout the series, you can have different triggers for different things. What I suggest everyone do, go into your personal autoresponder and add as many messages as you possibly can to the end of that 7-message series. Your subscribers are going to be with you for a long time. If you don't add any messages after the 7, they won't receive any more messages. You can go in there and send broadcasts. But if I were using the system, which I am, I would have autoresponders messages set up for every business and every offer I have. I would go through the series, one series, then I would tell my subscribers that in my next message, I'm going to tell you about this, and then begin another series, and then begin another series. There's no reason why you shouldn't have 1,000 messages in your autoresponder. Just make sure you space them out. Respect your list subscribers, because I don't know about you, but if someone emails me daily, every single day, showing me something, the only thing I'm going to do is click their unsubscribe link. So we build the list for you. Your list is being built. It may be too slow for some. It may be just right for others. But let me tell you that for $39.95 a month, I've tried, cannot find anything that does anything even close to what we're doing here for you at $39.95 a month. So hopefully this training was beneficial to you. Again, we appreciate all of your patience. We really understand there's a lot of frustrated people out there, but no more than myself and Glenn. Glenn and I, we want to be able to take each and every support request, give it our 100% attention. We want to get the responses back there like instantly. It will happen. We will be caught up. It will be in the next couple of days, barring any unforeseen issues. In the next couple of days, there's going to be some changes. There's going to be some new additions to the members area that'll make things easier. There's going to be more support staff, and we're going to get off this bumpy start. No excuses. We should have been prepared. We should have prepared for viral growth, but we weren't, and I apologize for that. Glenn apologizes for that, but this won't last long, and once we get our wheels under us, we will be going steady for a long time. Again, there's no end to what we can do with the list building service that we offer. So if people are saying that we're not going to last because we're going to run out of leads, they're wrong. We're going to change the way we build the list. It's going to be as effective, if not more effective, and with a lot fewer leads that we have to provide, giving us the ability to pretty much do unlimited systems. So we're here for the long haul. If you stick with us, you will profit from this business. I mean, where you are in the matrix right now, you're literally the third week before the first subscription payment has been renewed. You are in a company that is going viral. And as people begin to experience that the system actually does work, it will continue to grow. And when people have a list growing and they're getting it free or for $39.95, people are not going to leave. So this business model is a good business model for you, as well as a great list builder. So with that, I'm going to sign off. I'm starting to lose my voice. I'm not going to pop into the chat room tonight. I'm not going to go on Facebook tonight. I've had it. I've had it. So thank you all for being here. Remember, this video will be posted in the members area within the next couple of hours. Make sure that if you see somebody on Facebook, somebody saying where are my leads, I don't understand, or you have a new member that you want to help out, make sure they understand the system, because there's been all this negativity on Facebook today, and I've spent way too much time addressing it because it really is, it's pointless negativity. There are people, when something grows this big, there are people that are just never going to be happy. There are people with really high expectations, and unfortunately there are people out there presenting this list builder as more than it actually is. It's not going to get you signups in the first couple of days. It might get you a sign up in the first couple of days, but the majority of the people are not going to experience that. The majority of people are going to experience a fairly slow start. Most will get at least one redirected lead within the first few days that it's active. Some won't. Many people are going to get their first lead after a week or 10 days. The bottom line is it's consistent. Over the long haul, your list is going to grow. The system takes a little time to gain some momentum, as you could see, because the messages are spaced out. Having 3,000 leads in your system does not mean that 3,000 people have been shown your offer 5 times. So make sure you manage your referrals expectations. If they know what they're getting into, they know what we're providing, and they know the value of the list and the list builder itself, there's no reason why anybody would quit M&G Home Business. And that's our goal. Is what Glenn and I, neither of us are greedy people. We have a philosophy that if we make money for other people, that other people will make money for us. And that's our focus now, is to help you be successful in your business, no matter what it is. Whether it's M&G, another business, you're just using we want you to make money, and we want to help you make money. And we know that if we do, you'll stick with us. And that's what our goal is. And our commitment is to do everything we possibly can to make that happen. So with that, I want to sign off and thank you all for being here. Glenn couldn't be here tonight because we're still trying to catch up. But we're going to have another training on Friday. I'll announce the time, not tonight, tomorrow. I'll send it out in an email. I'll post it in Facebook. I'll post it in our Skype chat room. For those of you that want to be in the chat room on Skype and you can't find it, send a contact request either to your sponsor or to myself. I'm not going to put my Skype chat name up here right now, but I'll give it to you. Most of your team leaders have it. Anybody can add you to the Skype chat room that is already in there. They simply drag the name of the person from your left window in Skype, from your contacts, drag them up into the upper window of Skype, and they will be added to the list. Do not add non-members. They take up time that is better suited for our members who need help. So with that, thank you. I'm Michael Flores. I appreciate all of you. Have a great night, and I'll see you at the next training.